From a strange and gloomy place discovered by a girl, a psychopath who throws gasoline at an explorer, to creatures and ghosts in the first positions that will leave you trembling. Get ready, because this is just the tip of the iceberg that you will see in this collection. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 7 horror videos that occurred while camping. Number 7. We start with a video uploaded to YouTube by the user Travel with Gary and Amiga. If you go to his YouTube channel, you will see only family content of a father traveling with his daughter. There is no paranormal context in any of his clips. That is what makes this particular footage so interesting. This made Gary question his entire YouTube channel because his daughter may have been in real danger. You see, in the year 2023, they both headed to the Tensmere Forest near Scotland. They were walking through the dense forest when the girl said she heard voices near them. At this moment, they had not yet arrived at the destination they had planned to record, so the recording began immediately of the area where the voices seemed to come from.
Right guys, so we're just running down this track. Said we'd go for a run. We just heard some voices and Amika was like, what's that noise? Couldn't you?
Yeah.
So we just stopped and looked in these woods. Look at how scary that is. Put the torch on. Whoa.
Look at that one. That one's got red and black hair.
That is weird, isn't it? Look at them, they're everywhere.
Eek.
Here's even more on the ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Is that
Falling over. Look at the one on the ladders going up the tree.
Oh yeah, that's
What about the washing line over there to the left? Yeah, there. Keep it there. That is weird, isn't it?
There's one over there that isn't actually a person. There's a doggy there. I don't know.
Owl in the tree.
They found strange paintings and signs like this: the second best exotic hotel for COVID. They continued exploring the house when they saw a vehicle in the distance. Gary says the mysterious thing is that the vehicle seemed to stop as soon as it saw them with the flashlights. It was then that Gary got scared and preferred to get his daughter out of there. Many other adventurers had recorded this hotel, but to date, the owner and the reason for its existence are still unknown. Number 6. Swamp Valley is a YouTuber who does forest explorations, equipment demonstrations, and even improvised constructions. However, on October 21st, 2019, he would upload an extremely unusual video that would terrify him greatly. The YouTuber was headed to his campsite when he began to notice a man in the distance. At first, he thought the stranger was just taking the same route as him, but soon he realized that every time he turned around, the guy seemed to hide.
This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me, and it's freaky, man. What the? Like, who the hell is that? I'm not messing about with that guy. Right, I'm gonna walk faster. Get up to my pals. I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm like, is that a prank? Like, this is the woods that I'm ducking into. Do I just bloody call this? Where'd he go? No, I'm gonna hide.
It is not until the YouTuber manages to hide that he notices that the subject appears to be carrying a weapon. Instead of leaving, he makes a dangerous but meaningful decision. The YouTuber concludes that it is better to keep the stranger in sight rather than escape and have the subject behind him. That's why he decides to follow him from afar. That way at least he would know where he was, and if he was detected, he would just run. He begins this strategy until he realizes that the stranger was heading to his camp. Always following the stranger from afar. On one occasion, the man loses him, so in panic, he calls a friend. But the signal is so weak that it is difficult for the call to go through.
Give Colin a phone. Just tell him so he doesn't get fucking done in. Fucking hell. Oh, fucking! Oh! Jesus! Fucking hell! Oh! Fucking hell! Fucking river! Fucking river! Oh, fucking stinks!
Out of nowhere, the stranger appears and pours gasoline on the YouTuber. Luckily, he manages to escape at full speed before something worse happens. What was this guy up to? Did he perhaps intend to set the YouTuber on fire? Number 5. A man decides to spend 3 nights camping in a desolate area in Australia. He recorded at least 8 hours of content, each clip completely normal as he had done so many times before. However, his audience made him notice something that fortunately he did not see at the moment. And I say fortunately because he had only been 2 hours into his trip, and what you will see may have followed him throughout his journey. What the heck is that? That's not an animal. It has a big head and a skeletal body. In fact, it seems that the beast was looking at him and hides only when the camera is pointed at it. Could it be a montage? If so, it is quite realistic. Number 4. On one of those camping trips that should have been a quiet and relaxing getaway, a group of campers encountered a scene that would change their lives forever and add a dark new chapter to the history of Czech Switzerland. The campers had already spent several days outside, enjoying nature and were preparing to return home when at dusk they discovered something that would transform a beautiful day outdoors into an unforgettable nightmare. While exploring near the Massaneloga area, the campers accidentally stumbled upon human remains scattered in a rarely traveled area of the forest. They were so decomposed that they had vegetation sprouting everywhere. This macabre discovery not only did it strip the tranquility away, but also reopened a disappearing case that had shocked the local community many years ago. In June 1987, 3 young people, Lenka, Pavel, and Petro, decided to camp in this same park, without imagining that this would be their last trip. The 3 were last seen walking along one of the trails. Joseph is the name of the last witness who saw them. The initial investigation, which involved forest rangers and later the police, failed to reveal their whereabouts, but several years later, some strange things happened. In September 1987, Jaroslav and Baklav found a fragment of a human arm, but could not link it to the missing trio. In 1988, their search was stopped because no crime had been committed, which was odd. Lenka, Pavel, and Petro were still missing, and there was not much talk about any crime. Many suspected that they had fled the country or gotten lost among the rocks. When the campers reported the crime, police found 2 incomplete human skeletons and 1 almost complete. It was said that the bones weren't broken. They were later identified as the missing Lenka, Pavel, and Petro. The police also found their personal belongings near them and an identification document. The police concluded that there had been no crime at the scene and that they died after being struck by lightning. The families of the victims learned this news on October 8, 1987. But the most macabre thing is that the campers later spoke to the press to report how the bodies had actually been discovered. The scene that the campers encountered was disturbing. Yes, the remains were corroded and full of fungi and vegetation, but there was something else. The campers stated that some skeletons were tied with rope. One of them had his wrists tied to his ankles behind his back. Their clothes were torn and their shoes were cut, as if they were fighting. Lenka's body was in a shallow grave, while Pavel and Petro were covered with branches. Their heads had been cut off from their shoulders before they died. The bodies were found far from any hiking trails. 3 years later, Pavel's glasses were found, but in a completely different place, carefully folded in a piece of paper. The case was reopened in 1992 at the request of the victims' mothers, and even the Special Office for Documentation and Investigation of Communism Crimes helped clarify this case, but it was closed before it could be solved. This sparked a number of theories about what really happened, from accidents to ritual murders, but nothing could fully explain the bizarre nature of their deaths and why or how the police jumped to the lightning conclusion without considering anything else. Furthermore, it should be noted that the STB, the Communist Political Police of the former Czechoslovakia, was very interested in the case at that time. A judge ruled out that it was lighting because at that time there were no storms in that area, and even if a small, unnoticeable storm had occurred, lightning could not have killed 3 people who were not next to each other but in 3 different places. Furthermore, mushroom poisoning was not the cause of death, as demonstrated by the autopsy and laboratory tests. Lenka was probably killed first. Maybe the boys had gone to get water. Then the boys probably came back, found out what was happening, and tried to fight, but lost. Another theory is the possibility that they had stumbled upon a secret that they should never have discovered, because right in this area there is a legend that the Nazis buried a lot of valuables, and it is believed that perhaps they discovered the location of that treasure. This incident not only raises questions about what or who could be behind these deaths, but also about possible irregularities and cover-ups in the investigation. The victim's personal items, such as Pavel's glasses, which mysteriously appeared years later, only add more depth to the mystery. What do you think really happened in that quiet but deceptively dangerous region of Czech Switzerland? Are these deaths the result of natural forces, human forces, or something even darker? Share your theories and thoughts in the comments. This case remains open, and each new piece of information could be the key to solving this disturbing enigma. Number 3. What lies in this post are 2 independent recordings that separately do not meet the level to appear in one of my videos, but together they become an event worth analyzing. The first of them comes from the TikTok account Isaac Takes Pics. Here we are told the story of some friends who went camping in order to visit an old abandoned chapel. Almost at the end of the adventure, they began to notice something strange hidden in the darkness. It looks like a person's face, a strange face of a person staring into the camera. Unfortunately, it is a photo and not a video, and that leaves open the possibility of a simple montage. But its expression is striking. We had already shown the second image that also awaits us in this position before. But if we talk about clips captured during camping trips, this one should be among them. This was recorded in Austria by a couple of young people who had decided to camp near this beautiful tourist spot. This is an ice cavern that formed more than 100 million years ago. The video begins with the group climbing the mountain towards the old cave. They talk about the denseness of the forest and the steepness of the trip. When they reach the top, they realize the spectacular view, more than 1,000 feet above sea level. Behind them they found the frozen cavern and something else.
Someone climbing up the wall. It's an iceman. It's a ghost. Jesus, what is that? Do you see that? Oh my God. It's climbing up the wall. I'm not kidding you. It's a ghost. Oh my God.
Do you remember this video? A strange figure is seen climbing the walls of this dangerous ancient cave. On that occasion, I asked you to look at their limbs. How odd and elongated they look. This video was shot so long ago that achieving smooth CGI as you see here is quite difficult. And an ordinary person who was simply climbing is just as impossible, especially because of his anatomy. So thin, and it even seems like his bones are showing. Don't you think? Give me your opinion. Number 2. The following recording was captured by Jason, the creator behind Outdoor Adventures, a YouTube channel dedicated to everything that has to do with good camping practices. If you go to his channel, you will see that it is full of trips and recommendations, but there was one video in particular that went beyond the norm and is the reason why we are here now. You see, on July 4th, 2018, Jason, in complete solitude, went to the Kahana Trail in Pennsylvania. He walked all day until nightfall. He told his audience about how he was not entirely satisfied with his tent, since it could collapse with the wind. It was there that something very mysterious is captured in the background.
That's crazy. Got some stars coming out. This will be nice. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. It's gonna be a good day too. I don't have to really worry about doing 20 miles tomorrow because we did 4 extra miles today. So that's perfect. So maybe we'll start looking at like 17 miles. Because there was a nice sight today at 17, but I thought, you know what, we'll just push it to 20 today and do the mileage that I wanted, and I ended up doing almost 4 miles extra. So with that, good night everybody. I'll see you in the morning for day 2.
What's that? Too big to be Lind. Too small and ethereal to be a person. Look at it again with color effect. After uploading this video to his channel, Jason updates his account, telling us that he didn't realize it's the first time he edited the video, that if it weren't for one of his subscribers, he would never have noticed. The funny thing is that he has no idea what it is. He thinks it's a coyote. Does it look like a coyote to you? Tell me what you believe. Number 1. Matt Field is a YouTuber from Australia, recognized for his expeditions to the most remote places. In the year 2021, Matt is encouraged to visit a forgotten cave, which according to the townspeople, it was haunted. A local tells him that at the door there is a huge staircase that descends into the darkness. He went down there once and felt something that forced him to leave. That feeling that something bad will happen to you if you go down. Matt comments on this as an interesting element in his video and is encouraged to go down and investigate, since that person said he didn't go any further down the stairs. His goal was to spend the night there in complete solitude. Matt is a regular at extreme experiences. In almost all of his videos, he is seen only in the most remote and extreme places. As an individual challenge, he mentions that he does not carry water for this trip, that the objective is to find water there. This YouTuber is that extreme. After about 4 hours of walking, he finds the cavern and the spooky stairs into the unknown. Inside, Matt begins to explore its labyrinth interior. This is how he finds several paths that seem to lead to nothing. It was while exploring one of these paths that he heard rocks falling or moving in the direction of the cave's exit. He thought it was an animal, so ignored it. But at one point in the video, he stops, somewhat terrified, and declares that he feels as if someone is watching him. He feels in his chest that he is in danger. Still, Matt would not give up his goal. At 11 p.m., Matt eats his dinner.
Might as well. So, all of the weird things are in our favour. I did have a spoon for my baked beans, but the spoon is gone, so we're just going to drink it out of the can. It's still going to be delicious as always. That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my fucking God. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. You can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even for Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked. Holy shit. That's not normal, dude. Well, I'm freaking out. That's that chain that chain's moving.
At first, his mind kept him calm by giving him positive ideas of how something like this could happen naturally. But as the noises grew louder, terror began to take over him. Only something human-sized could cause those sounds, and he, being an extreme and experienced explorer, knows that starting explorations at night is dangerous, especially in these places. Nobody does that. And nobody goes into caves at night. The noises stopped for a few minutes, and instead of leaving, he decided to stay until dawn on one side of the entrance. A couple of hours later, he began to hear whispers like people's voices. But after exploring the cave a second time, he couldn't find any indication that anyone else was there with him. Luckily, the day came, and he was able to leave that cave, never to return. According to Matt, what he experienced in that cave was a direct paranormal event. He can't find any other explanation other than that. Tell me what you think of this and the other stories, since this video has already come to an end. My name is Leonor Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.